This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Leo Inc., Daolis Brothers Construction, and King Movers and Storage.
Good morning and welcome back to the LCTV News. We're so excited to welcome you back or greet you if this is your first time. Regardless, buckle up for a community-packed episode full of residents standing up for one another and showing how Lynn has become the strong place it is today. On a lighter note, you can also learn more about the second annual Lynn Pizza Challenge on this week's episode of The Lowdown. Without further ado, let's jump right in with the news for Friday, October 10th, 2025. In a surprise announcement, Dr. Yvonne Alvarez has resigned from her position as Superintendent of Lynn Public Schools. The news was announced at the October 9th school committee meeting following an executive session. This was then followed by a statement from the school committee read by Mayor Nicholson. In part, he stated, quote, Dr. Alvarez joined the Lynn Public Schools as superintendent in 2023. When she began, 14 schools were in the state's lowest 10%. Through her focused instructional leadership, that number dropped to 11 in 2024 and then to 8 in 2025. Graduation rates increased by 8% in just 1 year, reflecting the district's strengthened focus on academic rigor, student support, and post-secondary readiness. Dr. Alvarez's vision for innovative program design also resulted in the opening of the Frederick Douglass Collegiate Academy at 195 Market Street and the expansion of seats at the Early Childhood Center on Bennett Street. As Dr. Alvarez looks forward to a new career opportunity, the school committee wishes her well in her future endeavors, end quote. A recording of the full meeting is also available on our website, lyntv.org. North Shore Community College continues to strengthen their business skills courses. The Executive Office of Economic Development has awarded the North Shore Community College Foundation Lynn Business ESOL Coalition $100,000 through the Community Workforce Partnerships Grant Program. This program is focused on improving the local economy, offering courses in business skills development, literacy and language skills, and job training skills. Through this grant, the NSCC Community Foundation will be able to add several trainings in jobs. This includes the ESOL Academy, an on-campus program designed for employees in small to mid-sized businesses, as well as the Workshop ESOL model, providing customized ESOL training, and the Instruction Pipeline, which will allow North Shore Community College to hire new TESOL instructors. For the second year, the Lynn Music Foundation hosted the Lynn Film Festival. Spanning 5 days, it covered a wide range of topics, from youth films to hip-hop to punk music. LCTV was on scene during Hip Hop Night for the unveiling of the Lynn Hip Hop Hall of Fame mural and screening of the complementing documentary.
At the Lynn Music Foundation, we support local artists, local musicians. We're here to help develop the community here in Lynn. We have a lot of wonderful, talented people, and what we do is provide a space, this space here, the New Rental Ball Theater, as well as a recording studio on the second floor, to help artists with the resources they need to be able to put out music, to get the support they need, to bring the community here so they can get supported, doing projects like the Lynn Hip Hop Hall of Fame project, which we will be unveiling shortly, as well as the documentary will be screening right after the unveiling of the mural. This is the Lynn Film Festival. We're on day 2 of the Lynn Film Festival. Yesterday was Youth Film Day. Today is Lynn Hip Hop Day. This is a project, I mean, this is a project that took years in the making, I kid you not. So how it started, there was a Facebook post that popped into my feed that really got my wheels turning. Who here knows Al Davino? He made a post, and in his post he was critiquing some of the murals that are up in Lynn. And so essentially what, I'm paraphrasing of course, but what he said was we have all these wonderful murals, but none of them are really commemorating, the history of Lynn like it should be, especially in regards to hip hop. And so I added at Michael Agahawa, and I was like, hey Michael, do you see this? Like, what can we do about this? And so the idea for the Lynn Hip Hop Hall of Fame literally started with, a critique and a suggestion.
So, when Edwin comes and asks me to paint a mural, at this point in my life, it's nice to be able to take on such a thing. The arts is important, especially in the face of everything that's happening. I'm rich and I'm blessed, and I'm happy that Edwin asked me to bring this project to life, and I can't wait for you guys to see it.
I didn't do it alone. I had a board of people that helped me, guided me along the way. It was a process of figuring out who should be included in the Lynn Hip Hop Hall of Fame mural. The criteria is, one of the main ones was the elements of hip hop, and incorporating all the elements, because I wanted to make sure we wanted to make sure all the elements were incorporated. And so we'll be unveiling 10 people who made it on the mural, but with those 10 people, there are different things that they've done to make an impact in the music, from the rapping, to the producing, to the promoting, the DJing, the breakdancing, all those elements are being represented today. Then once the sort of parameters were decided upon, it was about who should be included, and for that we opened it up for community voting, and then once we have all the names, then it's how do we bring this pool down to the finalists, and that was another round of voting. It's the Lynn Hip Hop Hall of Fame mural.
Last Tuesday, October 7th, community members, elected officials, and advocates showed support for pregnant Lynn mother Sylvia Hernandez after her husband Vincenio Hernandez was detained by ICE in July. Sylvia is expecting her 5th child, and the stress of her husband's detainment has put her health at risk, to the point where doctors will be inducing labor several weeks early to protect her and the child. In a show of solidarity, the New Lynn Coalition, Neighbor to Neighbor, and the North Shore Labor Council Women's Committee held a baby shower for Hernandez on the 7th. Residents and elected officials alike showed up with gifts of clothing, diapers, blankets, and toys to prepare for the early arrival of her child. Hernandez, originally from Guatemala, said, quote, "Running the house without him is very hard, but this baby is going to be a sign of hope for everyone. I'm going to keep fighting until the father of my children is home," end quote. Councilors at large Nicole McLean and Brian Field condemned the actions of ICE while stating their support for Hernandez and her family. And speaking of traditions, Stop the Violence got perfect weather for their 11th annual Peace Walk, beginning at Lynn English High School and concluding at the Lynn Common. Every year this event grows in size, supporting STV's mission that violence is not normal, acknowledging the past while also celebrating all the progress Lynn has made.
Okay, here we are today. We're at our annual Stop the Violence Peace Walk. Just sending awareness out to the city of Lynn that violence is not normal, and we have an amazing committee behind us that put this together. And right now I'd like to introduce you to one of our newest members.
How you doing? I'm glad to be working with Stop the Violence. Like Fred said, it's a great way to get the word out to everybody that violence is not normal, but it's also an awesome sense of community. We all come together for one cause and make a difference, and it's been awesome. I'm glad to be on the board and looking forward to making some more positive changes in the community.
Actually, we started Stop the Violence Lynn about 11 years ago. There was some violence in the city, and a lot of the coaches and myself and Antonio and us, we knew the kids on both sides of the violence. We knew the kids that were committing the violence and the kids that the violence was against. So we started this here, and we started it with a peace walk, and here we are 11 years later, just sending the message. And that's what we do, is we just try to send the message that violence is not normal and stop the violence. Will we ever stop the violence? We understand that's probably not going to happen, but we know that we send a message and we have enough kids doing the right thing, and that's the big difference here.
But we're here today, we're getting together, and listen, we're about to do this walk, folks, and we're here to talk a little bit about what's going on in the city. We're getting better. People continue to show up. We're gonna let Chris say a few words.
My name is Chris. I've been in this community since I was a baby, 2001. My main goal is just to help out, and I've seen all the changes that have been happening around my community, even during the pandemic, how much we've grown, how much we've learned, but also everybody I grew up with, they've lost their loved ones in a shortcoming, whether it was gun violence, whether it was car accidents. And it's sad because this city has so much potential that we're trying to push positivity while others are bringing negativity. And it's the outsiders that don't understand this community is built off of love, and it wasn't forced into where we're going. We're just trying to push the great message.
But I would say, you can hear it from us, the adults, but when the young people are speaking for the community, that's where it matters, right? We do our part, but now this is the next generation up and coming. So come out, support. Whenever there's an event going on in the city, especially when the young people are putting it on, come out and support us. Thank you.
Yesterday, October 9th, the City of Lynn announced the launch of the Lynn Community Compost Pilot Program. The city has partnered with Big Belly and Black Earth Compost to install 2 compost bins where residents can dispose of food waste. The bins are located at the DPW, 250 Commercial Street, and the Ford Street entrance of Manning Field. This pilot offers residents a simple and efficient way to divert food waste from standard trash barrels. Acceptable items include fruits, vegetables, prepared food, plants, grass, and leaves. Items such as pet waste and plastic products are not accepted. Both bins are locked and Bluetooth operated. To access the bins, residents must download the Big Belly Smart Compost app. For more information or questions, visit the City of Lynn's website. The MBTA, along with Keolis Commuter Services, have announced the new fall-winter schedule, which will take place on October 27th. This schedule maintains consistent services throughout the day, on weekends, and later at night, with only minor adjustments to allow for weather conditions. On the Newburyport-Rockport line specifically, the last train to Rockport will depart from North Station at 11:55 p.m. and make all stops along the line. Schedules for all lines are also available on the MBTA website or through the MBTA social media accounts. Given its Halloween season, this is the perfect time to feature the award-winning short Echoes from the Tower, A History of High Rock Tower. Created by our 2024-25 co-op students, this video offers insight into the vast and captivating history of this recognizable city landmark.
Standing tall since the late 1800s, High Rock Tower has witnessed Lynn's ever-changing story. Originally a site for spiritual gatherings and fire watching, it came to symbolize hope, discovery, and community. Through wars and modernization, it stood strong. Recent restoration efforts have brought new life to the tower, turning it into a space where history meets the present, hosting events, lighting the sky, and reconnecting Lynn with its roots.
My knowledge really starts in like the 1800s. I would say the big notable one is in the 1850s. It was a huge hive for spiritualism. So people were trying to communicate with the dead, try to do ghost stuff like that. Most people know High Rock because of that. However, the Hutchinson family singers also owned High Rock for a little bit, and that's like their big claim to fame. If you go back, the Hutchinson family that I just mentioned, They are really, really involved in women's rights and abolition, and also in the teetotaling movement. That is a huge, huge part of this area's history, but specifically High Rock Tower. That's kind of like the hive of it, right? It's a nice community center. It's owned by the City of Lynn. They do a bunch of programs. A lot of them are at night. It has an observatory, which there aren't really too many of here. There's like 3 or 4 in the area, but in Lynn, that's the closest one. So they do a lot of astronomy things during the summer. They do concerts. It's just like a nice community area. The Hutchinson family singers, there's 16 of them. 4 of them form a family quartet. The big ones are John, Judson, Asa, and Jesse. Jesse's the one that's really involved in the spiritualist movement. He's also really involved in abolition. I think their biggest claim to fame is in 1863. They made a campaign song for this little-known politician named Abraham Lincoln. The song was called Lincoln and Liberty Too, and it was huge. They also worked with a lot of other people around the area that are very involved in that scene. The big one is like William Lloyd Garrison, John Greenleaf Whittier, a local poet. They're friends with Frederick Douglass, who lived in Lynn for a short period of time. The big song, other than Lincoln and Liberty Too, is Get Off the Tracks. It's a very standard abolition song for that period.
Oh, the car emancipation rides majestic through our nation, bearing on its string the story, liberty, a nation's glory. Rolling along, rolling along, rolling along through the nation, freedom's car emancipation.
When you see High Rock Tower today, you're seeing not the first tower. The first tower that was built way back in like the 1840s for Jesse Hutchinson, a local man named Alonzo Lewis, who's known as the Bard of Lynn, constructed that first tower, which actually burnt down while they were celebrating the end of the Civil War in 1865. Entire place gone, burnt to ashes. The one that you see now with the observatory was built in 1907. It was designed by the sons of Frederick Law Olmsted. John Charles and Frederick Law Olmsted Jr. built the tower that you see there today. There's a lot of folk tales. In the 1850s, there was a huge spiritualist convention. People from Boston came all the way over to High Rock Tower and then made their way to Dungeon Rock. It was over a procession of over 3,000 people. Very, very interesting. One of the people that led it was a gentleman named H.F. Gardner, who actually brought over the first planchette, which is part of a Ouija board, he brought over a bunch of people from High Rock Tower over to Dungeon Rock and then back to High Rock. So suffice it to say that High Rock Tower is huge into like the local community, and always has been, and probably always will be.
High Rock's cottage wasn't always abandoned. We had the chance to speak with someone who once lived there, a reminder that behind the stone and silence, this place held real-life memories and stories that still linger today.
As a kid, right up to the playground, they had rides. There was a swimming pool, but that wasn't for long. They took that away a long time ago. But there was rides and seesaws and you know, we get the groups together up there. Oh, this talks about the stone cottage because everybody thought it was haunted, and as your kids, you think you were afraid to go by it and stuff like that. But the haunted house, we used to call it, and afraid to go in it and go by it or anything.
High Rock Tower began in the 1800s as a gathering place for spiritualists, drawn to its height and sense of wonder. Over time, it became a symbol of community and discovery. Today, it's no longer a space for spiritual rituals, but for stargazing, thanks to local efforts like Josh Judkins, who continues to connect Lynn to the universe above.
As soon as I moved in, I went over to Jamie Marsh in City Hall, and he agreed to let me work with him to volunteer and open up the observatory on a monthly basis. High Rock Tower is an interesting location because it is perched high above the city. It means that we can look at a lot of stuff. Number two, because it's on a reservation, there's actually not a whole lot of lights immediately around, and also being in Lynn, on one side of us we have the ocean, and there's no lights out there on the ocean. It's evolved quite a bit, I would say. The current observatory dome was kind of in the telescope was installed in the early 2000s, so like late 1990s, early 2000s. There was a grant to refurbish the tower and the observatory itself. The telescope itself is it's a Schmidt-Cassegrain style telescope, so that would be in the class of telescopes known as reflectors. There's really a whole lot that we can see, so we can have really nice views of the planets. You know, I think to reiterate, High Rock Tower is a really special gift that the city has. It's rare that a city has their own observatory. If you live in Lynn, it's there for you to see and experience, so definitely take advantage and enjoy a tower that is your right and privilege as a citizen of Lynn to utilize.
High Rock Tower has always been more than stone and sky. In the 1800s, it was a gathering place for spiritualists and visionaries like the Hutchinson's family, who filled the hill with music, activism, and hope. The nearby cottage wasn't always abandoned. We even spoke with someone who once called it home, a reminder of the lives woven into this place. Though the spiritual gatherings have faded, the spirit of wonder remains. Today, thanks to people like Josh, the tower connects Lynn to the stars once again. And thanks to Chris, its rich history is kept alive, reminding us of where we have come from. High Rock is a powerful landmark, and we are truly blessed to have something so meaningful right here in our city.
St. Mary's football dropped their third consecutive game, this time 14-7 to Shawshene Valley Vocational Tech. With this win, the Rams extended their unbeaten streak to 19, while the Spartans fell to 2-3 on the year. St. Mary's did strike first on a 32-yard rush by quarterback Yanel Ballard, but those were the only points they would muster. On the other end, Lynn English and Kip secured their second victories of the year. The Bulldogs defended their home turf, taking down Revere 43-19. Revere built an early 14-7 lead, but then English took control. Shane Knowlton Samard registered a 4-touchdown performance, with Xavier Beauchamp adding 110 rushing yards and 2 scores. As for the Panthers, it was a 30-point, 40-10 win against Hull. Avian Pena racked up 148 yards and a touchdown. On the defensive side of the ball, it was Cantrell Fortes recording 3 interceptions. Classical began the season 0-4, but they recorded their first victory of the year, 13-8 against Medford at Manning Field. To make it even more special, this was also the first win for Brian Smith, Classical's new head coach. The Rams scored all their points in the first half on a 5-yard rush and 36-yard pass. But the defense stepped up in a big way, only allowing the visitors to score once all game. For KIPP, this momentum carried over to boys soccer as they posted a dominant 7-0 final over Salem Academy. Juan Ospina recorded a hat trick for the Panthers. St. Mary's had a similarly dominant day on the 6th as they took down Arlington Catholic 5-1 in conference play. Ryan Boozer delivered a Spartan hat trick. And speaking of hat tricks, the Rams rounded out Lynn victories, besting Medford 5-0. Classical scored twice in the first before padding their lead with 3 more in the second half. For the girls, the Rams fought hard but ultimately fell to Medford 4-0 on the 7th. A 4-0 final spells victory for the Tech Tigers, though, who overpowered Cathedral on the road. Amelia Garcia scored half of Tech's goals herself, including one in stoppage time. But then they faltered, losing 6-1 to Winthrop at home on the 8th. Sophie Skabakis continues her dominance at Manning Field on Wednesday. The senior captain netted 4 goals as the Spartans defended their home turf 5-0 over Arlington Catholic. At 7-3-2, St. Mary's ranks 22nd of 74 teams in the MIAA Division III Power Rankings. The Tigers continue to dominate on the hardwood, shutting out Northeast Metro 3-0 on the 7th. At 11-2, Lynn Tech has secured their spot in the postseason. The Tigers were again led by Zahara Belizar with 16 assists, 5 kills, 3 digs, and 2 aces. While the Spartans fell to Arlington Catholic 3-2 on the 7th. Despite the loss, Gabriella Lorenzi set a school record with 19 kills, with Valeria Murillo set the record in assists with 44. At 13-2 overall and 10-0 in conference play, the Rams continue their dominance, defending home court 3-0 over Malden. 2 classical seniors combined for 9 aces and 15 kills in this dominant performance. The New England Patriots pulled off the upset, going to Buffalo and beating the Bills 23-20 last Sunday. Drake May kept making things happen, completing several sideline passes on the run to Stephon Diggs. Ramondre Stevenson scored both touchdowns for the Patriots on the ground. But it was the rookie kicker, Andreas Borgales, who was the hero, hitting a 53-yard field goal for the win as time expired. Did someone say pizza? This lowdown will make you hungry for it, as members of Lynn Main Streets were discussing their 2nd annual Lynn Ma Pizza Challenge. Running from October 6th to the 13th, residents have the opportunity to try pizza from 13 local shops and then vote on their favorites. But I'll let the organizers fill you in on the details. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. Today we have on 3 members from Lynn Main Streets to talk about the 2nd annual Lynn Mass 2025 Pizza Challenge. I think I got that name, yeah?
You got it.
Sweet. Starting off well. So it's the 2nd year that you're doing this, and before we hop right into the pizza that I do definitely want to eat after this, would you mind just introducing yourselves real quick for the audience?
Sure. So my name is Andrew Duperval.
And I'm Anna Lally.
And I'm Larisa Bogomolvo.
Great. So, Drew and Anna, you were the 2 that came up with this idea last year. I remember, Drew, you came on to talk about the inaugural, and you were saying it literally came up when you were just at lunch talking about what would be a way to engage people. Like, how did that go?
First, like me and Anna, we're talking about like different ideas on, like you said, how to engage people with food and help the restaurants at the same time. But then Anna, obviously going to different cities, she'll explain more, ran into the idea and then brought it to the table, and then we all just ran with it. So you can explain a little bit more.
So I want to thank you for inviting us on your show, and also to thank the community, the Lynn community, for supporting this and being so welcoming of this idea. But we, Drew's being much too kind. We developed it together. I saw some information that in Leominster, the director for like community events had done a pizza challenge. Now they're on their 7th year, so we kind of took it from her, and she was very, very kind and explained how they did it, how they sold the cards, how they made them, who they engaged, the length of it. So we modeled our pizza challenge after theirs, and it's done pretty well with a few little tweaks here and there, and but doing great.
Yeah, every year you're still tweaking, going a little bit, right?
It's easy. It's a nice, fun, family, affordable event for the whole community, and of course it helps the businesses too.
Yeah, of course it supports all of that. And then Larissa says you're a brand new board member. You just hopped on board of this. So from a fresh perspective, how would you say it's going? Do you think that this has been successful so far?
Yes, totally, and thank you again for having us. It's my first year as a board member for Lynn Main Streets, so it's been great working with Anna and Drew. And I'm more so on the media side too, so it's been great to see the community really rally around our pizza shops and see so many people getting involved and getting really excited about this event too.
And the pizza you have today is from last year's winner.
Yes, it's from Enzo's. Can we show it? Is it okay?
Open it up.
This is they won last year's pizza challenge. This is Enzo's Pizza. It's their cheese pizza. And I thought that, that I would bring it since they are the winners from last year. They are the reigning champs. They're defending their title, so we don't know if they're going to be. We'll see, when all the ballots get returned to City Hall, which is what we hope. It's great to go out there and do it, but vote, 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 just like anything else.
And there's 13 shops that are participating in it. So people who are interested, how do they participate? You mentioned the cards, but how does that work?
Yeah, they can go to any pizza shop and get the cards. Once they have the card, they bring it in to all 13. Give it to the staff.
Check it off.
Check it off.
The pizza place will check it off because it's one per place. And then it costs $1. The card costs $5. You can purchase them at any of the participating pizza shops. I personally have sold out, which I was like, wow. Also, Dr. Meany's office, Broadway Dental has them. Sheer Magic had them. I had Loomis's Liquor Store was kind enough to sell them. And then once you purchase it, during the challenge, you go to these places, you show them their card, they'll check it off. The week of the voting is the week after, so next week, starting on the 14th. You bring it to City Hall. When you walk in the foyer, there'll be a big orange box with pizza slices on it. And, you have your name, your phone number, your email, and your choice for which pizza slice you thought is best. You throw it in the ballot box, and that's how we will tally them. And we will also be picking 3 people. Everyone that returns their ballot and votes will be automatically entered to win a $50 gift certificate to any place in Lynn that sells pizza, participating or not, any place they want. 3 people will be pulled randomly, and our hopes is to do it again live. So last year we did it live. We had Coco, Counselor of Ward 3, he pulled them. So, it was done right live, so, and it was fun. It was at City Hall. So we're hoping to do that again. The date to be announced.
So that's worth the price of admission right there. $50 for pizza, you can get a lot of pizza for that. So worth it. I'd be really into that. And you were even mentioning too, I know all of you before we got on the air, the family-friendly portion of this. You can go as family, friends. You even said there's certain people that choose to even do it in groups.
Yes.
So it's really an all-inclusive, anyone who wants to participate can do it.
It feels even better to do it in groups because, everybody's having that conversation, that debate, they're talking about it. It just feels good to do it in a group activity.
And on a page that I am an admin of, there is one of our members, his name is Christopher Chipman. I'm going to give him kudos because he made up a score sheet for how to score the pizzas, because you do forget from the first slice to the 13th, how was the crust, the cheese ratio. There's like 10 different things, and a map. He even has a map of where the pizza places are, so anyone can go there and download it and print it up and use that for while they're out on their journey, on their pizza journey.
Like you said, it's always helpful to have that reference point too, because you may go, which pizza was that again? Was that the 3rd one? Was it the 4th one?
Right.
And it's been really nice. That card is awesome, and it's been great to even see people engaging online with their community, saying who's going to this location or what are we going to try this week. Even pictures and tagging us. And everybody's been really supportive, and we're excited to see what comes next.
And you were very successful last year. You said you had 156 people that actually turned in their cards.
Yes.
More than that bought cards, but not
Yes.
everyone turned it in, so
Yes.
there's always that ratio.
Yeah.
So you're looking to meet or exceed that this year, right?
Yeah, and that's what I've said to people. I'm like, they'll say, well, this place is definitely the best, or that place. I'm like, that's great, but you gotta vote, because if you don't vote, then, your voice isn't heard, and your person that you like, or your place that you like the best isn't gonna win. You gotta vote. You return the card, and what an incentive. You get to possibly win a $50 gift card to any place that has pizza in the city of Lynn. I just want to say last year was 2 of the people that won $50 gift certificates were children.
Oh, really?
And
Wow.
A little 8-year-old. He was so cute. It was his birthday, too. And he chose Domino's.
Wow.
But like I said, it's any place in Lynn that makes pizza. So, but he voted. He went to every single solitary place. He voted for the place that his art worked at.
Well,
Yep.
But that's really sweet.
Yeah,
though.
he was so cute. He was. Yeah.
And what better endorsement where all 3 of you are participating in it as well. So you're running it and you're participating. So that shows people, oh yeah, we want to get in on this. Right?
It's a good deal. Like, you have 13 slices for $1. That's $13 plus a card, $18, and you have more than a large box of pizza.
Right.
Yeah.
26 pieces, which is almost 3.5 pizzas for $18.
Right.
Yeah. And the pieces that they give you, I'll tell you, they're very generous. They're pretty big slices. So you're getting your pizza worth for sure.
Totally. You're getting your money's worth.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And they said it's the 2nd annual, so I assume you want to keep doing this.
Definitely.
You want to make it 3rd, 4th. You want to keep going on it. That's the goal, right?
Definitely. I think what's going to determine that is like people's engagement.
Right.
Sharing it, all the love and support, asking for it to come back, and then voting. That's going to let us know, like, hey, we need to keep this going.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's one of the groups. One of the people that are going out this year. There's a group of 10 that are making a game out of it.
Yeah.
There's the same guy that made the score sheet. They're going out in a group of 10, and they're really serious about this. But
awesome.
Did you see? There's a little girl yesterday that posted, and she's all stressed out. She's, oh my God, which pizza?
Yeah,
She's so cute. So it's being taken pretty seriously.
Yeah. Pizza's a serious
I guess
matter.
so.
I guess it's serious. Like, people are
It
into
is. And there's no drama in pizza. That is like my catchphrase for this. There's no drama in pizza. It's a happy thing. Everyone just needs to, it's not about who you don't like, it's about who you like. And you keep it positive and upbeat, and I think it'll be great, Yeah.
And of course, you're getting to support all these local businesses, because regardless of who you vote for, you try all of them. You get to know some of them.
Right.
And I was even looking at the list, and I've lived here my whole life, and I don't even know a couple of them.
Right.
So it really introduces people to all the places around the city.
100%. Even there have been a lot of folks online saying that there are some spots that they have never been to, and they've lived in Lynn all their life. So it's a great opportunity for sure to try new places and support and try something new.
The shop owners are saying that as well, that they have people coming in that didn't even know they were there. So it's a good thing all around. And it's delicious.
Hey, you know what? Yes. Yeah. I mean, look at it. It's a delicious idea.
It's pizza.
It is a fantastic idea for the businesses, for you. And I do have to wrap up this in a moment, but was there anything else that I hadn't mentioned? Any details, any things that any of you wanted to mention before?
I'm just going to say there's very limited cards left. If you are looking for a card still, there are some of the pizza places still have them available, as does the dentist office and the hair salon. So, if you need a card, that's where you would go to get it. So get them while you can, because they are going fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also just make sure to tag Lynn Main Streets in any of your posts. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know how things are going. Share any photos.
All right, perfect. Well, I just want to thank you all again so much for coming on, sharing this, and I'm really excited to see how it goes this year. I'm really excited to see the live draw and how the engagement goes.
Thank you, Dani.
Same here. Thank you.
Of course, anytime. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown. I'm now going to help them eat this entire pizza, and we will see you next week with more guests. Tomorrow, October 11th, is a Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day at the Lynn DPW. From 8 a.m. to noon, bring any of the approved hazardous materials from your home for safe disposal. This includes things like lighter fluid, swimming pool chemicals, weed killers, oven cleaner, floor polish, and much more. A full list of accepted and prohibited items are available on lyntv.org and the DPW website. Payment is required. Up to 3 pounds is $30, up to 10 pounds is $36, and 11 to 65 pounds costs $60. Election Day is just over a month away, if you can believe it, and candidates are on the campaign trail. To this end, the Massachusetts Senior Action Council is hosting a candidate forum for Counselor at Large on Wednesday, October 15th. Come to the Lynn Housing Authority, 10 Church Street, at 10 a.m. to ask your questions directly to the candidates before the November 4th election. There will also be refreshments and a 50-50 raffle. Halloween is also only a few weeks away, and with it, an abundance of holiday-themed events, such as the Lynn Parks and Rec Trunk or Treat Day. They are currently looking for businesses, organizations, community members, and city departments to participate by decorating a vehicle and handing out candy. The goal of this event is to create a fun, safe environment for kids to enjoy the festivities and collect treats. Head to the Manning Field parking lot from 3 to 5 p.m. on Saturday, October 18th to participate in this first annual event. But those are all the treats we have for now. With both Halloween and the general election approaching, be sure to stay informed about all things Lynn by following us on social media at Lynn Community TV. To watch our latest candidate forum, as well as all other government and event coverage, head to our website, lyntv.org. And as always, Lynn Community Television is on YouTube, featuring staff content and PSAs. I'm Dani Vittori, this is the LCTV News, and we will see you next week. Enjoy the holiday weekend.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Leo Inc., Daolis Brothers Construction, and King Movers and Storage.